is a quite generous person, as he stands tall and sees far, having the whole universe in mind. What is the vision of the universe? Let's look at a photo. In 1990, when spacecraft Voyager 1 was about to fly out of the solar system, NASA ordered it to look back at the Earth at a distance of 6 billion kilometers and took 60 photos. Among the photos, this one captured the Earth, the bright spot, right there. Astrophysicist Carl Sagan once gave a speech on this photo at a graduation ceremony.
That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrine, frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark.
Unforgettable things, matters of life and death, or tremendous changes for human beings, are nothing but dust for the universe. Here is an interesting thing. Every time on a plane, I feel so healed when it takes off, and everything on the ground becomes smaller and smaller. It is presumably the vision of the universe that made me detached and made things bothering me seem smaller. It's no wonder philosopher Fang Dongmei suggested young people should travel by plane more, which helps them look at the world out of conventional thinking and perspective. Zhangzi told a story as follows. King of the state of Wei was very angry because King of the state of Qi broke a covenant between them. Then he was suggested to start a war with the state of Qi. But Dai Jinren reasoned the thing out for him. There is a country in the left corner of a snail called the Chu, and another country in the right corner of the snail called the Man. One day, the two countries launched a large-scale war to compete for land, in which millions of soldiers died. If you do launch a war against the state of Qi, isn't you like the Man? After hearing it, King of the state of Wei awakened to the truth and exclaimed that Dai Jinren was truly an amazing master. People get angry about a thing and argue for it because it is a major event that is difficult to accept. However, if we cultivate our minds and learn to be generous, external things will seem smaller by comparison. And we know it is not worthwhile to get angry and argue over it. Let me share with you another story in point. During the reign of Emperor Kangxi in the Qing dynasty, Minister of Rituals Zhang Ying's family had a dispute with a neighbor over a wall on the homestead. Both families were well known among locals, but neither compromised. Therefore, Zhang's family delivered a pigeon mail to him and asked him to settle the matter. At seeing the pigeon, Zhang Ying thought there must be a major event, but it turned out to just be a few feet of homestead. He wrote in reply, "You sent me a letter from 1,000 miles away, just for a wall. Why not just back off for 3 feet? The Great Wall still stands there today, but its creator, Emperor Qin Shi Huang, is nowhere to be seen." After seeing the reply, Zhang Ying's family backed down 3 feet, which deeply moved the neighbor, who also declined for 3 feet. Thus, there was a 6-foot wide alley between courtyard walls of the two families, which has become a symbol of modest decline among neighbors. Zhang Yingxi has the universe and history in mind, and is therefore quite generous. His reply is awakening. Not to mention these few feet of homestead, even such a grand Great Wall couldn't be taken by Emperor Qin Shi Huang when he left the world. Having figured this out, why do we have to be upset or hurt ourselves? You may still remember when you were in primary school. You quarreled with a classmate about a pencil or an eraser. Looking back now, wasn't that ridiculous? And weren't you too naive then? Now we are obsessed with seeking fame, fortune, and high-quality social resources, and cling to achieving success and victory. If we look back at now from the future, will we think current ourselves ridiculous too? So many people in the world strive for success, fame, and fortune, which are the source of annoyances. But Zhangzi was able to let them go. This is precisely because Zhangzi was able to look at the world from a high-level perspective with a greater mind. Zhangzi told a story. Shun wanted to give up the throne to Shan Juan, but Shan Juan did not accept it, Shan said, "Living in the universe, I can support myself. I work from dawn to dusk and live in the same rhythm with nature. I feel happy and free between heaven and earth. So, I don't need the throne." Shan was a saint in Zhangzi's view. Throne is much of the greatest fame and fortune in the secular world, but Zhangzi didn't care about fame and fortune. He once rejected the position as Prime Minister of the state Chu. Zhangzi believed in xiao yao you, that is, living freely by their natural instinct, which is the most important thing. It is because living freely by natural instinct is a natural state accomplished by Tao and the original and ultimate happiness of life. In contrast, persistent pursuit of fame and fortune goes against people's nature to pursue freedom and oppresses people's spiritual freedom, which run counter to Tao. From the perspective of Tao, the loss of fame and fortune is a small thing, and may even be a good thing, because this means that people foiled in the Vanity Fair may have an opportunity to reflect on their life. Is devotion to fame and fortune really worth it? Is it really worth vexing about the loss of fame and fortune? Isn't there something more important than fame and fortune? Answers to these questions depend on our manner and mind. We've now reached the end of section 6 of chapter 5, which is the final section. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.